And meanwhile, the Manila Economic and Cultural Officer MECO says relations between the Philippines and Taiwan are headed towards normalization. MECO is the Philippine government agency that promotes trade, investments, tourism, labor, scientific, and cultural cooperations with Taiwan. Freddie Abando reports.
Relations between the Philippines and Taiwan are headed for normalization with an initial agreement to resolve fishing disputes without the use of force. MECO Chairman Amadito Perez disclosed the accord is aimed at preventing a repeat of incidents like the killing of Taiwanese fisherman 65-year-old Hong Chi-sheng after his boat was fired upon by a Philippine Coast Guard vessel on May 9 while fishing in waters near a Philippine island claimed by Taiwan as part of its special economic zone. Perez said any incident of incursion should be reported to either the Philippines or Taiwan to avoid clashes.
We talk also that whenever our Coast Guard make arrests in our territorial waters of Taiwanese fishermen, that immediately we notify the Taiwanese government. And the same manner, when they arrest Taiwanese Filipino fishermen, when they notify us. And it was really talk on law enforcement, but this was just in principle. We agreed in principle not to use force, but it does not mean to say that our Coast Guard and BFAR will no longer apprehend Taiwanese fishermen who are encroaching or poaching in our territorial waters.
More discussions on the exclusive economic zones will be held to determine which areas belong to either the Philippines or Taiwan. The Philippines territory extends all the way to the Batanes and Babuyan island groups, a rich fishing ground for bluefin tuna, where poaching by foreign vessels is rampant.
These are the initial talk, and it will take a long and tedious process because there is a question of the EEC for both sides, and we have to involve several agencies in the Philippine government to determine what is really ours. And of course, we cannot surrender our right to these territorial boundaries because that's our constitution. And so, the process might take a long time.
In the meantime, the NBI's report of its inquiry of the incident has been submitted to the President. It was submitted by Justice Secretary Laila De Lima last week. Perez expressed confidence normalization of ties between the Philippines and Taiwan will come soon, so the travel ban and the freeze for the hiring of Filipino workers will be lifted.
It will help normalize the situation. And what will help a lot really is when the President comes out with the result of the investigation conducted by the NBI and the Taiwanese government coming out with their result of their investigation. I think that will play a vital role in this standoff between the Philippines and Taiwan.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.